Welcome back to the show. Let's go to line number 4. Say good morning to the lead singer and frontman of the Irish Descendants, well-known critic of the Muskrat Falls project, my pal Conor O'Brien. Hi, Con, you're on the air.
I'm going to have a revelation this morning. I changed my mind. On you mostly. I'm listening to you. You're back. You're all refreshed and you're all gung ho, and you don't think we need the Department of Natural Resources Minister knowing anything about oversight. So
never said it.
It's a perfect word.
Never said it. Once again, here we go. Good start.
He's not an engineer, so why bother?
No, baloney. Once again. Okay, so why don't you make a point, and then I'll tear it apart for you putting words in my mouth.
My point is the independent engineers report, as we all know, Muskrat Falls does not happen without the federal loan guarantee. The federal loan guarantee allows the bankers to have the satisfaction of not worrying about where the money's going to come from. But what we all forget is that in order for the federal loan guarantee to kick in, we have to be bankrupt. And there's 14 ways in the terms of agreement to go bankrupt. Now, go back to the oversight. If we don't have proper oversight, and we've seen what has happened in other mega projects in the vicinity, and we're doing one up on the lower Churchill River, which is in the middle of nowhere, and you see what's happening over in Long Harbour, and that's on the side of the Trans-Canada Highway. And if anybody thinks that we're going to do that on 10% oversight, or contingency, they're out of their minds, including you, if you think that's going to happen.
Well, once again,
if we don't have oversight,
you don't get to tell me what I think. I said what I said, and I didn't say that.
You don't get to tell Newfoundland that it's okay for the Department of Natural Resources Minister not to get independent engineers oversight or report. What does that
I said it was foolish.
What's in it that we couldn't see in November?
This is why people got you tuned out by.
I'm not tuned out. I'll tell you why I called in. I'm listening to you say those things when it's so important.
Just give me one. How about one at a time, as opposed to your all capital letters freak out? Give me one. Just one, and we'll have a conversation. Go ahead.
One what?
One anything comment we can actually talk about, as opposed to all over the map, which you just were.
Well, the independent engineers report that came over to Nalcor in November.
Right.
We're satisfied the lenders, and as you've already known, the lenders, when they said, well, what was the story on the review of Muskrat Falls? We don't really need a review. They said this is such a sweet deal, and the federal loan guarantee gives us all the guarantees.
Oh, you mean,
so we don't have to worry.
You mean exactly what I said all along when you and a variety of people told us we would never get financed? Oh, right. I'm still on that point.
Paddy, the federal loan guarantee is the sovereign noose, my friend. It's a sovereign noose. For us to get that finished, we have to have. It is the sovereign noose. How much money do we get from the federal loan guarantee?
$5 billion.
And how much is Muskrat Falls going to cost?
We don't know yet.
And where does the difference come from? Where does the extra money come from?
Ratepayers, taxpayers.
No, but what if we can't afford that? What if we got to say what if the thing does go crazy? What if the thing does go crazy and it goes to 12 or 15 billion?
We have a problem.
Where do we get? We have a big problem. We're going to lose our money. We're going to lose the money that we put in as equity, and all the money that we borrow, we're going to still have to pay back from our light bills. And so if you think oversight's not important, that's fine, but I don't.
Nobody said oversight's not important, Con. Nobody has ever said that. Those words have never once come out of my mouth. Ever.
Nalcor are the proponents of Muskrat Falls. That's their project. They call it the project. They don't want to see the project going anywhere south of where they want it to go. So if you want to go trust Nalcor to do their own oversight on themselves, fine.
Sure,
but that's not where
once again, nobody has said that either, Con. In fact, what I said about the Muskrat Falls review, as opposed to the Bill 29 review, which had real independent, legitimate people that we can all look to, know their name and understand their role, as opposed to Muskrat Falls with senior staffers. Sure, I already said it's not good enough. It doesn't comfort me at all, nor do I even believe we're going to get to see their entire report and review. So I don't know why you continue to pretend you're putting words in my mouth, but you certainly can't get away with it. Not when you're on live with me. Can't hear you.
Why shouldn't we not see that in review? When you get a situation where it satisfies the federal government for their federal loan guarantee, that's one thing. But what was in that report that had to go back to the data room? What
about the federal loan guarantee? You keep going back to that, the sovereign noose business, and I understand.
But in order for the federal loan guarantee to work, to trigger, in order for the federal loan guarantee to trigger, Newfoundland has to be bankrupt.
Not true.
It is true.
It's not true.
Just because you say it's true, that's the problem. See, Paddy, when you talk to the people of Newfoundland, that is true.
So you're just
you're making up. You're saying that we don't have to go bankrupt. We don't have to go bankrupt for the federal loan guarantee to kick in.
No, we don't.
Is that what we don't? Oh, okay. Well, then I'm totally confused, and I'm an idiot.
No.
And I apologize for going on the radio and making all these assumptions.
Unlike you, who calls me an idiot, I didn't say you were an idiot.
I didn't call you an idiot.
The federal loan guarantee is triggered when Goldman Sachs put the money forward. We are repaying the loan based on their guarantee.
You better go back and have a look, my son, because you're totally confused.
Oh, wait.
You know that in the terms of the federal loan guarantee, there are 14 ways we can go bankrupt before that triggers. 14.
Before triggers,
yes, before triggers. Because we have to give up. If we don't have the money, and if we don't have the money in time, we lose the equity in Muskrat Falls. And the way we lose the equity is we don't have the money to make the payments. Every month they have to make the payments on a big mega project that you have to build. When you borrow that kind of money, they want their money. If they don't get their money, the government of Canada gives them to them. But in order for that to happen, we have to be bankrupt, or just about it.
The equity went forward as part of the arrangement of the loan. Like, I don't know where
we lose all that. We lose that, and we still had to. And no matter what happens or how much it costs, we still had to pay for it.
Well, so yes, that's what happens.
I'd like to have more. If there's no one up in the Department of Natural Resources to look at it, there better be someone to have a look at it.
I think there should be oversight. I've always said it right from the get-go.
Well, right from the get-go, we've had none. What's the latest reports on it? How much does it cost? Where's all the information?
We're told there's going to be. You don't have it. We said there's going to be a quarterly report provided by Nalcor, which I said as recently as this morning that we'd sure like to have a look at that.
Oh, I'm sure we are. We're over a year into the project now. We'd like to see something.
Well, we've had an update. We've had a fiscal update.
We have the situation on the North Spur. It's another situation.
Yeah.
We have an expert from Norway telling us you can do it. We have another expert saying you shouldn't be doing it.
Quick comment on that though, Con. I saw you writing about that last week, and you say that, and I saw the quotes that you provided on Twitter from this expert. He says that it still has some huge risks. I'll just summarize. It still has some huge associated risks with a landslide potential or whatnot. But did this person actually see the plan for stabilizing the North Spur, or is it just based on his understanding of glacial clay or pug?
He saw the plan. He saw the plan.
Where do you see the plan, though? Because that's important.
In Quebec City at the Sensitive Soil Conference in October.
So who put the plan forward out there?
SNC Lavalin and
Lavalin presented it?
Yes. Paddy, you should know all this information.
No, but I don't know it to be their specific last.
You told me how much it cost. You told me how much it was going to cost to fix it.
It was told here live on the air. I'll get you the transcript. 279 million was the original estimate there.
Who said that? I don't know who's.
So, but you're telling me now
that's $300 million extra on the project we never knew about.
No, I don't think that's true either. But you're telling me that they presented the plan for the North Spur. So can you send me a copy? Because I don't have one, and nor do I know where to find one.
Listen, if you're not listening, it's on Cabot's site. It's on Cabot's site. If it's really hard to find on the Nalcor site, but it's there. But if you really want to get it quick, it's on muskratinfo.ca. It's right there on the front page. It's been there for months.
Oh, same place for the 50 billion. Okay, I'll have a look.
50 billion. What are you making fun of me for the 50 billion for?
Well, listen, Con, you're making fun of me for things I don't even say by. It's so tiring. It's frustrating to all get.
The things you do say, Paddy, when you say things on the air, like people, you have a lot of influence across this.
No doubt I do. But Con, you're telling me things that you think I said, or you wish I had said so you could pick a racket with me, but in fact I haven't said them. So that makes it less than credible, right?
It's so nonchalant that we don't need to worry about it.
Nobody's ever said that, though. Nobody has ever said that. Just because we are not all in the same, just because I don't have 2 feet under the covers with you and going on about every little single detail and saying that the sky is falling doesn't mean that I don't have any worries or concerns, because I have a mailbox too, right? And I have lights, and when I flick them on, I'm going to pay a bill. So would I be worried? Of course I am. I'm a ratepayer.
Well, we're all going to have to worry about the light bills. I don't know what they're going to be, but they're going to be high.
Well, they're going to be more than they are today.
They're going to be a lot more than they are over in Nova Scotia, where Mr. Coleman managed to get $1.4 billion for his people over there, for Amira.
Wasn't Mr. Coleman put on the Amera subsidiary in Newfoundland and Labrador after the deal was sunk anyway?
to deal with the maritime.
Well, then I guess he didn't actually get to 1.4 billion. He was put on the board after that, right?
He works for a mayor. I don't know if
he's on the board of directors of the Mayor's Newfoundland subsidiary.
When was he put on it?
My understanding is after the deal was struck between Amera and Alcor.
Well, see, the difference is that's not when it happened. It happened when the URAB conditions were met.
But the money was already put forward by Amera at that point. The UARB talked about the ratepayers' commitment to Nova Scotia.
The original deal, what Mr. Williams came down the line with and said, we got her, boys, we got her. It's not the same deal.
The we got her was in reference to $2 billion from the Liberals.
We got nothing. We had to give back to Nova Scotia $1.4 billion and give them power for 4.2 cents a kilowatt hour.
Is that number determined?
Megawatt. What?
Is that number determined?
Yes.
I thought it was a long-term covenant based on market rates for 35 years.
Well, it's got to be blended to 4.2 cents to satisfy them, so you can do the math.
Are you telling people live on the radio today that people in Nova Scotia were going to be paying 4.2 cents for Muskrat Falls generated power?
Blended rate, yeah.
So that's it. That's what comes on their bill, as opposed to my maybe 20 cents.
That's what a mirror is going to get it for, Paddy. I don't know what they're going to charge poor people over there for. They'll make $50 on it too, I'm sure.
Well, sure they will. They're in the business of making money. Anything else, Con, on that front or otherwise?
No, I want to make sure that people understand how important it is that we have oversight. Mr. Barry's going to have oversight. He'll have a look if he ever gets a chance. But interesting on that front, and I find this all very confusing. Miss Bennett is a supporter of Muskrat Falls. She may say more oversight or whatnot, but to me, that's political babble. Same thing when Mr. Ball says, well, all options are on the table. You take comfort in that, but no comfort in anything else that anyone else says. I mean, to me, and I've accused you of this on Twitter, and I'm big enough boy to say it to you here live on the air. To me, a lot of that sounds like partisan tripe with nothing behind it other than the hopes for Liberals to get elected. I couldn't care less if the Brown Purple Party try to stop Muskrat Falls. Doesn't make a difference to me.
Who's going to stop Muskrat Falls?
I don't know. Muskrat Falls will stop itself eventually.
And that's with the bankruptcy piece.
Yeah, when we get our bills from the Bedford Basin, when they get sent over from the Bedford Basin, and we have nothing left to show for our legacy and our money gone.
Well,
that's what will happen. And if you think that it's not going to happen.
Do I think we're going to go bankrupt because of Muskrat Falls? No.
I think we're going to lose Muskrat Falls.
Well, I mean,
I think we have more than 50 cents of losing our equity in Muskrat Falls.
I tell you what, just because I am getting flagged out here at 10:04 for the 10 a.m. news, you're always welcome to call. It can be more than once this week if you'd like to pick up on any of the single points or a couple, and we'll have thorough conversations on that.
I appreciate it.
At your convenience.
And I'm sorry for you having nobody. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the world. I'm not mad at you.
Well, listen, Con, you and I are friends. We have different opinions on some stuff, and that doesn't mean ending. That's no big deal. Talk to you soon.
I appreciate it.
Okay, Con. Bye-bye.